Hello everybody, welcome back in this course. Friends, in previous video we created this menu, you can see, and here is the source code for that. We created this menu and we styled up it using CSS, or here you can see the menu, the li tags inside it, the anchor tags in the hover etc. Now this is basically the content inside the menu. For example, the links that we have just inserted home text. So this is basically demi, or you can say demi links or demi text. So we need to actually insert the categories from the database dynamically when we put any category in the database in the table, so that should appear over here. So for that we first need to have some categories inside a table in our database, and we have not created a database for this project so far. So the first thing we need to do is to create a database, and after that create a table inside that database and put some categories. We will use one single database for this project, and inside that database we will create some tables according to our requirements. So you can go to simply to localhost, just write localhost on your browser when you have XAMPP installed and it is running. You click it, you will see this interface. If you observe here at left side below, you can find a link called phpMyAdmin. So phpMyAdmin is the interface where you can manage your databases. That is MySQL databases, and you can create new databases, you can delete, you can modify anything you want to do on the database side, the backend. You can go to this software. You can directly write after localhost at phpMySQL phpMyAdmin, so it will take you directly to that interface, but you can also use it from here. Just click it. After clicking it, we'll go to phpMyAdmin. So now here you can see the list of the databases already existing. These are the databases already existing by default, and some I have created for different projects and different purposes. But you can create a new database for this project, for your project. Just you need to click this databases tab above, you can see. Just click it and it will show you the list of the existing databases, and you can create a new database. You can see it is written here. So we will create a new database with the name MyCMS. This is MyCMS database because the project we have already named it MyCMS is a folder we have over here, so we will also use that same name for this database. Just click create. After you click create, you can see MyCMS database here. It is being created, and you can just click it to create tables inside this database. Just click it. I have clicked it. Now it says no tables found in database, and it is asking you to create table if you want. So the first table that we will basically create 4 tables in this database, because we need 4 different tables for this project to complete this project. So the first folder will be categories, and number of columns for this categories table will be only 2. This is why, because we will need a category ID and a category title. Just 2 things we need. So we will just add 2 number of columns. You can also call it number of rows, number of columns inside a table, or you can say number of fields in a table. So this is the same thing. Now just you need to click go. From here you can observe it right side. Just click it. The table is created. Now you can just put the values inside the table, the field names, and different kind of settings you can make. The first thing is to say cat_id. This is short name I always add to category name. cat_id and cat underscore title. These are the names of the fields. Now the type of the field, this one will be integer. int means integer, the value, that numeric value, and the length values you can add, for example like 10 or 100. So this means you are counting the values in this table or the rows in this table up to 10 digits. So this is up to you how much you can add, but the 10 digits is very high volume. Now the category title, for category title I would say that it should be various characters or varchar, you can see shortcut, and I will add it to up to 50. Okay, now the next thing is scroll to move it over here and make the category ID as auto increment and make it also primary key. Index of this field will be primary and auto incremented. So that's mean this category ID will be automatically incremented and we don't need to manually increment it. However, the category name will be the name that we will put and we will insert ourselves. This is done. Now just click save. Yes, you can see the table has been created, and inside the table you can just check out the structure of the table. Anyways, it has been created. Now we want to insert some data inside it, because we don't have now user interface to directly insert categories from our admin panel or something like that. That we will be having later on when we will be having an admin panel, a separate admin panel. But this time we are in an emergency mode, so we will insert the categories directly from this interface, the MySQL, the PHPMyAdmin interface from here. So you can insert anything in any table if you have created. So in this table, its name is categories, and it has two fields. We can add data using insert. Here you will find an insert option, but that is not right now because we need to click it again, this category table. After we click it, so it will show you how the table setting has been prepared. So you can check it, but you can insert from here. You can see the insert button option over here. Just click it. You can insert values or data into it. So by default there are just two records you can insert. So you just need to write the title of the category, because the category ID, the above field, is auto incremented, so you don't need to put anything there. Just write, for example, what you want to add. For example, I want to add world news, and in other field I will say Asia news, and you can actually add more rows from here. For example, I will add three more. I will say sports and say showbiz, and we'll say politics. Okay, so 4 categories. You can see I have just added the titles of the categories because I don't need to add the category ID because that is auto incremented. Now just click go from here. When you click go, so it says that 5 rows inserted into this table. Now click this category table again, and you will see the data inside the table here, that the category ID is 1 2 3 4 5 is automatically incremented by itself by the setting, and the titles are here, you can see. Now we need to actually show these categories on this page. So this is what I am going to teach you in this tutorial. So very simple. Now come to your codes and just remove all these dummy links, because that we just added for testing the menu that it's working or not. Now I will save it by Ctrl S. Come again, refresh the page, you see nothing. Now let's do the PHP part and dynamically insert your categories from the database. I will just first of all open the PHP block over here, PHP starting and ending tag, starting and closing tag. You can see, PHP starting and ending code is inserted like this, less than sign, then question mark, then PHP, and you should end up here it because you want to write inside it, so you need to have complete blocks of PHP. Now the first thing you need to have is to create a database connection for your database, because you always required to have a database connection with your database if you are inserting data into database, or if you are inserting data into database, or if you are calling the data from the database or retrieving the data. So basically this is a page, a PHP page, and that is communicating with the database. So we need first that thing. So for that we first need to create a new page, because a database we can also establish in the same page, but we will need it again and again to use in different pages to call the database again and again later on. So we need to create it first. Just Control N, or you can use this file menu to create a new file, PHP file, create. Now remove all the HTML codes and just insert PHP block, PHP close, and just write over here that MySQL underscore connect. This is the function or the command in PHP you use for connecting the database or making or establishing a connection with the database. Then two parentheses and a semicolon. After that insert double commas 2 times, then a single comma, a normal comma, and after that then two times double commas, and then single comma, then double commas. So now what you need to do is to insert the database name. The database name is basically localhost, and the username for the database you need to insert in the another space, that is root by default, and the password for this database or for localhost is nothing. There is no password set by default, so you don't need to add that. And for online web server, if you are creating an online web server, a username or connection for online, for live server, so there you can add the password, and the username will be different and password will be there. So you can add that, but we will also learn that how to upload the website to online server, and how to create database there, and how to put all these names etc. However, now we are creating the we are creating the connection for local server. The next thing is, after connecting the MySQL, now you need to select the database, the specific database that you are dealing with. You can write MySQL underscore select underscore DB. This is the command you can use for selecting the database inside MySQL. So what is our database name? That name is MyCMS. So now just Control S to save it with the name inside the folder. Includes, because includes is a folder where we can save those files which we need again and again to recall or to re-include in our pages of this project. So just name it something like, you can name it like database.php. So database.php, this is the name of the page, and the extension is PHP. Now save it. It has been created very simply. So this has actually made a connection with your database. Now close it and include it here in the PHP block inside the index.php page, where we are going to retrieve the categories, or to show the categories from the database on this website in the menu here. Let's first thing is to use the include command of PHP and include the database. Inside two parentheses you have to insert two double commas, double quotes, or after that you need to write the name of the page, which is database.php. So database has been included. Now the next thing is to create a variable a local variable which may be something like get underscore categories, get underscore cats. Okay, shortcut get underscore cats, and inside two double quotes you need to write the SQL query. And SQL query is always written either to insert data into database, or to delete data from the database, or to update the data, or to select the data. So this time we need to select the data because we are retrieving the categories. So just write select all. For all we use the * sign. Select all from categories, the database, the table name, sorry, because we have already established a connection with the database. So now we can select, or we can specify the table name, and the table name is this categories. We can copy this as well if we want to avoid mistakes. Just I have pasted it here. Select all from categories. That means we are selecting all the categories from the categories. Now I will say run underscore cats, and it will be is equal to mysql underscore query. This is another command for running a query or for executing a query, a MySQL query. This will be that get cats. What we are saying that select all categories from our table and save them into this local variables called get cats. And then we said MySQL query, run this query, the get one, the above one, and we are saving this in a local variable called run cats. Now the next thing is while loop. A while loop will actually do something really special for you. It will again and again plus the records, that if there is single record that will be shown, if there are 10 records that will be shown, all of them will be displayed on your page. So while loop is basically a very common loop used in PHP. So what we need to do here inside while loop, we will say that create a new variable cats underscore raw, make a raw of cats. This is a local variable. Then we will equal it to mysql underscore fetch underscore array. This is a default array which actually fetches the data from the database or from the table, and we will say that this will be equal to run cats, because run cats is already saved over here. So we need to make a reference over here. So we said that make this as a fetch this and make it an array and save it in cats row local variable. So now we'll just add the two curly brackets for while loop, because you need to first give some something here and then express it below. Now you can create some variables, some local variables again. I will say cat id is equal to the above this cats row 1, and now you can just take data from the database directly. I will just create two local variables. One is simply the category ID, and the second one is category title. And the category ID will be is equal to the same cat ID, cat underscore ID, and this will be cat underscore title. What I have done, I have used this MySQL fetch array, which fetched the data from the table and saved inside this cats underscore row local variable. Then I created local variables again that I need from the table. I need category ID and category title, which are inside this query that which is coming from here, from here, and then we run the query here, and now we have saved it in last here. So we said in this query I need the category ID in the table, which I am saving inside this local variable, and secondly I need the title of the category, the same fields of this table, the category ID and the category title. So this is very simple, the query you have run above, so all things are coming again and again and reached here. Now we can echo these details or this data, and as you know, while is running, so the while loop will again and again, retrieve the data, and how many records you have, all will be displayed in a very good order. So now you just need to echo, and inside echo, into echo, double quotes, you need to say something like elitech. We just simply can do something more, say elitech. Inside li, you can just close it and add a link. A link, for example, a href is equal to index.php equal to we are giving a link of index.php, and there we will create a variable, a get variable, or you can say a URL variable, which is always created with the exclamation sign, the question mark. If you have visited dynamic websites, you can observe in the title, in the address bar of the web page, there is always created a variable, a dynamic variable, or you can say get variable with the question mark. So after the question mark we say cat. So that means the cat is the variable name for each category, and we will add the equal sign to make this variable equal something. I will equal it cat underscore id. So this is basically we have created. We have actually, when we will be clicking that id, that category over here, so that should have some specific. So we are adding the category id, that this link will carry this specific id, that it has its own. So now the second thing, that we want to show something, because we will close this anchor tag. So inside the anchor tag we need to add some anchor text, which will be basically the title of the category itself. So we need to actually show the cat underscore title variable. That's very simple. If you have not still understood, then I will tell you again that we simply we are running a while loop in the echo. The link here, or the li tag here, is inside the echo statement, inside the PHP script itself. So that menu we created in the style, in the style sheet over here, and we added some dummy links. So the same thing will apply on this. And what we are doing, we are actually now displaying the categories from the database, and we have also given each category a variable cat, and the id will be the specific one, whichever you mouse over or you click. So now just Ctrl S to save, or you can use save all and come here, refresh your page. Oh, there is some script error. We need to find out what is the script error. Okay, it's saying that there is a problem with the database. The database, they say, has not been found. Database includes, we have just said that include the database, but we have not specified the tab, the folder for that. We just said that the database.php, but actually the database.php page is inside the includes folder. Includes, you can see over here in this folder. So in the includes folder there is a page called database.php. So we did not say that includes, go to includes and there is a page. We directly say that database.php. so there is no page, there is no database file, therefore they generated error, this one. Now we have added the includes folder and then backslash and then said database.php. Now we will save it again, save all, go here, refresh the page, and you will say, you know, world news, Asia news, sports, showbiz, politics, and these are these categories you can see we inserted while creating this categories database. It, you you know, you can now very simply delete a category from here. For example, you want to delete the politics category, just delete it from here. Okay, now refresh your page. There will be 4 categories, one is deleted. If you want to add a category or 2, just insert, click insert, right, like cricket, and you can say, you know, science. Go add them. Now refresh your page, you will see cricket and science. So now it's up to you how you create, how you add your categories and how you delete your categories. But we will later on, when we will be having an admin panel, as I already said, we will be doing this task, you know, adding categories and deleting categories directly from the admin by clicking by user interface, not like this coming here. This is just for, you know, for compulsion or for necessary. So the next thing we are going to do after this video is to create the search box here, you know, the search bar for this navigation bar. So we'll be having a beautiful search bar here, and after that we will come to this post area and then to this sidebar. So I hope you are learning this thing very easily and you are not getting bored. So pardon me if you are getting bored. Anyhow, see you soon in next tutorial. Thank you.